Hello, chess friends, and welcome to Jozarov's chess channel, and welcome to the life and chess games of Magnus Carlsen. So in this series we follow Magnus Carlsen's life, Magnus Carlsen's career through the ages, and today I wanted to show you, well, a very good game played in the World Championship, in the World Youth Championship, so under 12 years. So Magnus was 11 years back then, and it was really an important moment of his career, I think, because there is something about this generation of 1990s. So Magnus Carlsen is born in 1919, and it's really interesting to see how many players from that generation are top grandmasters now. So we have Dmitry Andreikin, Yuri Kuzubov, Maxim Vashilagrav is even 1990. So Jan Nepomniachtchi, David Howell, and Jan Nepomniachtchi will be a very important person in this tournament, because he was sort of Magnus Carlsen's rival through the ages, and we all know that Magnus Carlsen is now the best player these days. Jan Nepomniachtchi is basically in this top 10. He was also in the top 5, but there was really a certain rivalry between the two of them, and you see now more in the continuation of this World Youth Championship, so under 12 years. So today I wanted to show you the game from this championship between Magnus Carlsen against Yuri Kuzubov. It was really a great Trompovsky attack, and it was really a short game. So we're following now this very important moment. As I said, the World Youth Championship is also sort of a tournament with a certain prestige, because young players of course want to be on the top when you're young, and that's why I think this was really an important moment of Magnus Carlsen's career. As I said, we're watching also the ups and downs. This wasn't the Magnus Carlsen's best tournament, but maybe losing games is also important, because when you just win games, then of course you think of yourself that you're the best. When you lose a game, then you want to analyze, and then you want these things that they never happen to you again, and then you try to improve, and that's what happened probably in Magnus Carlsen's career, because after this tournament he raised his rating rapidly, and that's why it was, I think, as I said, a very important of his career. So let's see here. Magnus played d4, Kuzubov played knight on f6, we have bishop on g5, the Trompovsky attack. The Trompovsky attack is sometimes hard to handle. I had my troubles against this setup, so it's already creating sort of a positional threat, because we want to, of course, take bishop takes on f6, doubling pawns, and create sort of a blocking system on dark squares, get use of a light square bishop. Then the positional light squares is much more weakened, and that's why here bishop on g5 is very tricky. If there is this line with knight on e4, I'm not going to explain now, and bishop on h4 or bishop on f4, I'm not going to explain you now this whole opening preparation of the Trompovsky. But here after d5, Kuzubov played d5, Magnus Carlsen uses the moment immediately and plays simple bishop takes on f6. Nothing special, nothing fancy, as I would like to say, but here after g takes f6, black can get use of this pawn central control with potential e5 moves, but it has to be prepared, because Magnus played very aggressively against this center, and now with this knight on c3 and knight on f3 ideas, also the preparation is to immediately open the center with the move e4. So because you have already played very actively with your bishop, now you can really try to get use of this central control of this knight. So black doesn't have any more than knight, so he cannot compete in the center. So that's why one of the best ideas here for black is basically to play the move c5. It leads now also into a very complicated line. You can try e3, blocking the position. After knight on c6, queen on h5 is very tricky, attacking this d5 pawn. So you see, you have to play something like e6, and that's why this potential e5 move that black would love to play is so far not possible. So that's why e5, you see, you're leaving your d5 weak, and it would be a long-term weakness, because of after queenside castling, and if the position allows it, combined with this knight, combined with this queen, maybe with bishop on b5 ideas, it will be a very dangerous attack against black. So as said, tricky stuff, this Trompovsky attack. You can try it out sometimes. It's, I think, a good line. Knight on c3, and now e6 played by Kuzubov. Now knight on f3, we have c5. You see a different move order, but with the same idea. We want to get use of the bishop here. We want to liberate our bishop here and attack here the dark squares in white's position. e4 played by Carlsen. Great counterattack. You see we're getting use of this very dominant knights in the center, and here we have c takes d4, knight takes on d4, and now d takes e4. And this is now great play simple by Magnus. He of course doesn't want to take knight on e4 because there is this threat to play e5, trade off the queens, get use of the bishop here, bishop on b5, b4, c5 or similar ideas, knight on c6. Simply development would be perfectly fine here for black. So that's why bishop on b5 first. Here bishop on d7, and now queen on h5. You will see how Magnus Carlsen uses now all of his pieces. Great attack here, great attacking formation. We can always take this pawn on e4, it's not a problem. If you try to defend it, there are also tactical possibilities with potential g4 just to open here the positional light squares, because this bishop, although has a good diagonals, it's a little bit passive, it's a little bit stuck. You see Magnus Carlsen has developed 4 of his minor pieces, and the more the problem for black is that we can always castle queenside here and activate the rook on the d file. So great attacking formation here. Queen on b6 was played by Kuzubov. If you try something like knight to c6, it seems like a natural move. Here castling is very tricky, and now if you try queen on c7, then you get bishop on c6. If you take, of course, with b takes on c6, it leaves now this bishop really blocked out. This bishop is really passive, so that's why if you take this pawn with the bishop on c6, then you get knight on e6. Great attack. As I said, you basically, it's hard to find the best moves here in this Trompovsky attack. After queen on h5, as I said, queen on b6 was played, and now Magnus castled long again. If you try bishop on b5, then knight on e4 is the best move. Not to take the the bishop immediately. The idea is to first play this move, knight takes on f6. If you try bishop on g7, you see again queen on b5 can be played. You see, and again we have here the possibility to create some fork ideas, or we can take even with this knight on b5, and then the idea is to create a dangerous attack here on d6. So if you try here something like knight on c6, then you see knight on d6, very dangerous, and now knight takes on c6, queen takes. Here again, I think white has a comfortable game. We have a 3-on-2 situation here on the queen side, although black has a 4-on-3 situation, but these are double pawns, and it will be much harder here for black to create a pass pawn. After castling, queen on c5 was played by Kuzubov, and now Magnus finally knight takes on e4. We have queen takes on h5, but now first knight takes on f6. You see, getting another pawn here. After king on e7, we have knight on h5, knight on c6, and now Magnus played a very nice positional move. Bishop takes on c6. Again, if you take with b pawn, you have blocked out your bishop, so it would be a bad bishop situation. Bishop takes on c6. We have rook on e1, and here in this position, Yuri Kuzubov resides. You see, the activity of this knight is too much to handle. We have some possibilities, checkmate possibilities, to play knight on f5, and then knight on f6 leads into a checkmate. You can prevent it by playing king on e8, but now knight on f6, king on e7 has to be played, and then again knight on g4. If you try bishop on g7, knight takes on c6, b takes c6, and again we have the position we're a pawn up, and basically we would love to maybe play much more active with our knight, cemented here maybe on an active square c4, and as I said, this would be a completely winning endgame. I think for white, because Magnus Carlsen was very good in endgames, even in his early stage of the life, in his early career he was familiar with this very nice endgame strategy, so I think he would win this game very easily. Okay, meanwhile, we'll follow this Magnus Carlsen's career with this World Youth Championship under 12 years, so be prepared. There will be some more dynamic games. As I said, we have here Dmitry Andreikin also playing David Howell, now also very respected top grandmaster these days, and Jan Nepomniachtchi, memorize this man. He'll be a very, very important person, I think, in Magnus Carlsen's career. We'll see what happened in this very nice tournament. So far, I wanted to show you this very cool game in the Stormpovsky attack, and as I said, meanwhile you can watch my other videos from the series, from the life and chess games of Magnus Carlsen from his beginning. So we have even games when he was playing with 9-year-olds, and you can also watch my hyper accelerated Dragon Sicilian defense series. In this series I have prepared a very nice opening against e4. You can check it out, and you can also subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Thanks you for watching, guys, and chess is the best, of course.